I think the advice I would give someone who is just getting into the sport would be reaching out to people who have been in the sport, but at the same time, like you are going to have to go through like a massive learning curve. If you feel like you're not prepared, don't let that bother you because I still show up to races not feeling completely prepared. So I think that you kind of just have to like step into that first race, rip the band-aid off, just go out there and do it because every single one you're just going to learn more and more, and it's just to make the next one easier and easier. In each one you're going to have another challenge and another difficulty.
Okay, your champion today, 25 years old, got into the sport a year ago as a way to kind of relieve pressure from veterinary school. And she is anywhere near as good a veterinarian as she is a triathlete. She's going to be pretty awesome. Kaylee Slade!
Woo! Is that Kaylee? So what happened this weekend?
I won.
What'd you win?
Flash Daytona.
Flash Delta?
Daytona.
Flash Daytona? Age group?
Pros.
What else happened?
I kicked your butt.
What else happened? We don't talk about that. Did you have a clean race?
I got a penalty.
How long was the penalty?
5 minutes.
And how much did you still win by?
10.
What did you run?
119.
When you won, what else did you get?
Some sort of massage. I don't know, the massager thing.
They did give us a free massage, yeah. But you also earned something.
Oh, my pro card.
That's right. Anything else?
I got these free shoes.
Ufos.
This is Juniper. Kind of a crazy cat lady, but that's okay.
Where's her hair?
She has none. She's special.
Yeah, something like that. Well, we might as well start from the beginning. As an athlete, what's your main background?
So I was a runner in college. I ran at Emory University, which was a D3 school. I definitely worked from the bottom up there. I did not come into college as a strong runner. It was more of just of a way to kind of have fun, have a group of friends. After college, I kind of was like, I don't really want to run competitively, so I started just lifting. It wasn't until quarantine during COVID that I decided can't go to the gym anymore, so I'm just going to start running more. And that's kind of when I started picking back up running again.
So what got you into triathlon from just running?
Well, it was kind of just a crazy idea. It was the summer of the 2021. So this was right before the Olympics were starting. And I kind of was like, let's do this. Let's race an Ironman. So it kind of just started as a challenge to be able to just accomplish and finish the race. It wasn't until the Olympics that Brian and I, you and I, got into it and was like, wow, these people are really, really good. And so we saw how competitive it could be and kind of just like got us really inspired to get more into it.
So you raced an Ironman?
Not yet. Still on my bucket list. I believe I could complete one. I could finish, cross the finish line, but I'm kind of a competitive person, and I realized really quickly that my goal wasn't to cross the finish line. It was to be the best to cross the finish line.
So when you started triathlon, did you start out wanting to become a pro?
I wouldn't say I started out triathlon wanting to become a pro. I saw the potential that I thought I could be good at this, but I had very, very little experience in the pool. Had only rode a bike as a kid, so I guess I just didn't really know how good I could be at it. Going into my first one, I was already looking at the past year's first place times and was kind of stacking myself up and was like, all right, what do I need to do to be the best? So I don't think I was aiming to be a pro, but I definitely was aiming to be good at it.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 for each of the three sports, 10 being Lucy Charles Barkley, how good were you at swimming when you first started?
Oh, I would honestly put myself at maybe a 2 because...
At the swim?
Yeah, I mean, I could get in a pool and I could swim a lap, but that was pretty much the extent.
And then what about on the bike, 10 being Daniela Reef?
Oh, on the bike, I would say I have to be at a 1 or 2 because at least with a swim, I got in a pool and could swim to the other side and back. But with a bike, I had never used clipless pedals. I had never even rode an actual road bike before. So I would say like my experience level on a bike had to be a 1. Like I don't think you could be any lower.
So with this information, you think you were going to be good at the sport?
Oh, I mean, I'm a competitive person. I was definitely riding on a lot of just like false confidence that I would be able to kind of just pick those up and my run would be able to carry me the rest of the way.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 for your run, a 10 being Ashley Gentle, what would you rate your run?
Wow, I feel like that's a hard one to rate myself on because I think I thought I was better than I was. I think going in, my PR in the 10K was a 39:40 something. So
what is it now?
My best is a 35:45 now. So,
in 1 year's time?
In 1 year. So, not too bad, 4 minutes.
Do you think anybody can become a pro in 1 year's time?
I don't think anyone can, but I don't think you need to have this like crazy competitive elite background to do it. Obviously, it's going to help if you do, but I mean, coming from someone who had barely broke 40 in a 10K, I think that it just takes like the right mindset, the right work ethic, the luck of no injury, and just working hard. And I think that you can get to that point.
What do you mean by luck?
Staying injury free, like as much as it does come down to like balancing things right, I think that it is a little bit of luck of you doing everything right. And even some people that do everything right still get injured. So I think the luck comes around injury.
What percentage would you allocate to luck?
Oh, very little. I mean, 1%.
Okay, so luck isn't a big factor.
No, luck is not what's gonna to make or break you.
What did hard work look like for you in your first year of the sport?
1, buying into it, deciding, hey, I can do this, and working for that goal. And then probably the most critical point was getting a coach.
Who's your coach?
Ryan Bolton.
What race event happened that made you want to take it from being a competitive age grouper to racing professional one day?
So the first race that I would say where I decided, hey, I want to make this push to become a pro would have been at Ironman Virginia, Blue Ridge, 70.3. Before that, I had raced 2 Olympic distance events, which, the first one was a struggle. The second one, the swim was an ocean swim, so it was very much a struggle. And so going into this race, I had a very just like clear and open mindset. So I think that really helped calm my nerves, and I was able to just like really enjoy the experience of the Ironman. I was at that time riding a road bike still, had not got my TT bike. And even with that, I think I ended up 6th place overall, and second in my age group. I think I had the 4th fastest run overall, men and women. So which was also a PR in the half marathon for me. So I think just succeeding at least in one of the 3 and then kind of surprising myself in the other 2 led me to being like, yeah, I think I could be good at this. And that was kind of where I like really bought into myself and decided to really go for it from there.
So what's hard work look like for you in your first year of training?
It was a 2-part year for me. Learning how to swim, kind of just getting myself even to the pool. I think I went back and looked, and I was swimming on average like maybe once a week. I think in January I swam twice the entire month. So I definitely was not putting in the work initially. And then even leading up to my first Olympic distance, I had just got my bike 3 weeks before it, and the day of the race, it was actually, for the Olympic distance, like 24 miles was the longest I had biked. I wasn't really putting in the time that I needed to do, even though, I thought I was working really hard. But I think that's a part of it. I think that working, it takes a long time to build up to where now I think my biggest week was 21 hours. And, you can't jump into a 21-hour week from the beginning. So I think I built into it pretty well. But yeah, once I got my coach and kind of decided like, hey, I had qualified for world championships and was like, I want to do well there. And started really working hard. I think in July was my first month working with my coach. And from that point on, I slowly built up to where I was consistently hitting 19, 20, 21-hour weeks of training, which was a lot of work on top of, I'm a full-time vet student, so classes, exams, research papers, just kind of balancing it all. I'm now in the phase of 20-hour weeks.
What are you most nervous about in your first year racing in the professional field?
I would say I'm most nervous about not being ready, and more in the sense of my experience. I think that I'm capable of having good performances. Like, I'm not racing as a professional this year trying to be like, number one. Like, that's the end goal, but I know this year is still part of my learning curve, so I kind of just want to like work on consistency and just kind of each race like trying to be in the mix of things. Biggest thing, I'm pretty nervous about my swim.
All right, time for some speed questions.
Oh boy.
First one, rank the 4 disciplines, let's make it 5 disciplines, in your favorite to least favorite for triathlon. So they are swimming, biking, running, nutrition, and lifting. Go.
Is number 1 my favorite?
Favorite to least favorite.
Okay. Favorite, running, biking. Oh, this is hard. Nutrition, swimming, lifting.
Really? You hate lifting the most?
I think so.
Oh, I thought you kind of liked it. You must like them all then, right?
I mean, you kind of have to like them all. You spend a lot of time doing each one.
When and where is your first likely professional debut?
Most likely my first professional debut is going to be at Clash Miami.
What advice would you give to someone just starting out in triathlon?
I think the advice I would give someone who is just getting into the sport would be reaching out to people who have been in the sport and kind of just asking them questions and getting to know as much of the little things that they can possibly tell you, because it kind of just like helps the process go a little bit smoother. But at the same time, like, you are going to have to go through like a massive learning curve. Every single one, you're just going to learn more and more, and it's just to make the next one easier and easier. In each one, you're gonna have another challenge and another difficulty. So I think just like looking at each one as a learning opportunity. In the sense of training, I think taking it slow. I think that you can't just jump into it. I think sometimes naturally it's actually easy to not overdo it because you don't even realize like how much your body actually can grow to be able to do. So I think just taking it slowly and just working hard consistently and building more and more each week. And then 3, I mean, honestly, I think having a coach has like really been beneficial for me. I think that if it's something you want to be competitive at, I think that it's like a pretty important piece of the puzzle. But if you ever have questions, like, you can always feel free to reach out, comment, because, you know, we would love to make more videos to help people who are trying to become triathletes, as well as like those people who are amateurs and want to become a pro, because it is something that's like really daunting, and I think that there's not a lot of access out there for people who want to make that jump. So yeah, we would love to kind of just help people out to feel more comfortable becoming triathletes, to becoming triathletes, triathlons. But yeah, we would really like to be able to help people out and to feel more comfortable and just kind of grow in the community. So yeah.
So if they would like more of that, they should
like and subscribe.
What's she looking at?
This is the real star of the show.
Brother.
Richie? Oh.
Alright. This thing went to screensaver. I hope it got it all. Otherwise we are